Tucked away on a forested hilltop southwest of the bustling city of Baltimore is a tiny Victorian jewel box theater officially known as Elkridge Assembly Rooms. Built in 1871 following the American Civil War, Elkridge Assembly Rooms is fondly referred to by locals as the Hall. Plain and simple, the Hall. Where did the Hall come from? Who built it? In the mid-19th century, the national debate on slavery and the resulting Civil War affected this small but elite community of graceful summer homes on a profound level, ushering in a decade of fierce social discord, pitting family members one against the other. Once the issue of slavery was firmly settled on a national scale, one resident, George Washington Dobbin, recognized that a communal meeting center was probably the wave of the future, inasmuch as a new set of standards regarding service in the home had been issued. He donated a building lot for the hall to his neighborhood as a gesture of healing and goodwill. Dobbin was a community leader and visionary on a grand scale, serving as Baltimore's Supreme Bench Judge. He was also co-founder of Maryland Historical Society. Shares were raised among the residents to erect Elkridge Assembly Rooms as a venue for their summer entertainment and for the continuing private education of their children. Within these walls, it was politely expected that politics and religion would never be discussed. Instead, the clairvoyant design for the hall included a 700-square-foot performance stage, complete with a secret trap door set in the very center in case unearthly subjects were on the playbill. Several dressing rooms were included below. Inasmuch as the hall was designed and constructed well before the age of electricity, a dozen kerosene footlights were installed at the proscenium arch, and another dozen lined the multiple sets of French doors in the auditorium. And hidden discreetly above the vaulted auditorium ceiling, cleverly designed air channels provided continuous ventilation for all that hot air gathering on the stage. Thus was launched in 1871 145 years of theatrical events and social mingling, a calendar which continues in the neighborhood of Lawyers Hill to this very day. An astonishing array of vintage posters line the walls, featuring prominent names right out of Baltimore Society's Blue Book. It is worth noting that Elkridge Assembly Rooms was originally connected to the pre-Revolutionary War ancestral plantation, Belmont Manor. A winding carriage lane descended into the woods through carefully trimmed arbors and followed Rockburn Branch upstream to the manor house. This historic and romantic carriage lane was routinely tended by succeeding generations of homeowners, but it was suddenly and irrevocably severed half a century ago by the unfortunate and unstoppable introduction of Interstate 95. The Hall, Elkridge Assembly Rooms, is one of many historic gems of Howard County, Maryland. It will soon celebrate its Sesquicentennial in 2020, just 5 short years from now, recognizing a century and a half of service to the community. Thanks to the energetic work of the current board of directors, including Hamill Builders Incorporated, and the extended Lawyers Hill community, the hall has recently undergone a substantial and much-needed restoration. A new concrete foundation and ground floor has been poured. Damaged plasterwork on the vaulted auditorium ceilings has been restored. 10 sets of French doors surrounding the auditorium have been glazed and sealed with barn-red paint. And scores of the best theatrical posters are currently being digitally reproduced as full-size giclées. The originals have been accepted for safekeeping in the climate-controlled rooms at Judge Dobbin's fabulous legacy, Maryland Historical Society. The subject of this video is the proposed renovation of the hall stage. It is the last puzzle piece and undoubtedly the keystone of the entire property. The stage in its current condition presents a difficult interactive experience. It sports a heavy canvas roll-down curtain which, despite the best intentions, is inoperable. A somewhat overbuilt and cobbled-together room setting is made up of 13-foot-high canvas flats, which are difficult to move. The flats are pierced by 2 hinged canvas doors and a window frame offering a painted view of a hillside farm. A movable staircase landing with banister completes the kaleidoscopic visions of dozens of aspiring thespians during the last 50 years, each trying to make use of the leftover room setting from previous productions. In the 1950s, I remember quite clearly that the stage was dressed more simply, with 8 freestanding flats depicting an impressionist view of forest scenery through which one could wander. Research indicates that the woodland setting was created in the early 20th century by artist, writer, and musician Helen Allison Fraser Penniman. Mrs. Penniman's closed-up summer home on Lawyers Hill was consumed by fire in the early 60s, making way for Interstate 95. But Helen's artistic touch with the impressionist forest, which was reminiscent of Degas, is burned into the memory of those of us old enough to have gazed upon it. We played on the stage as children and never forgot Helen's gentle, creative spirit. With the 21st century firmly upon us, it is time to inspect the stage down to its core. We should free it of extraneous clutter, reduce it to its most basic elements, and then launch a universal mechanism that will offer theatrical options to current and future residents in the community. In this way, we can foster a fresh crop of creative performances on the stage and launch young lives that will carry the good energy forward into the world. Let us clear the stage of its present dressing. In the process, we will make sure to photograph every aspect of the procedure in real time and save even the smallest found treasure, being certain to document this transformative moment in the hall's history. No, wait! Before we clear the stage, let us first straighten up the auditorium so that we have a comfortable place from which to observe the rest of the video. Notice the string of bare bulb lighting along the walls? This lighting, which dates from the 1950s, kind of reminds us of show business, doesn't it? It is actually more suitable for theater marquees in the big city, where you have hundreds of bare bulbs creating visual excitement out on the street. Auditorium lighting, however, is best observed as indirect light. Let's install 4-foot sections of crown casing over each set of French doors and place our dimmable uplights inside the crown, hidden away. Directed at the vaulted ceiling, the wash of overhead light is easy on the eyes, easy on the poster artwork, and relatively easy to do. Let's get up on the stage now and return it to its original 1871 condition. Oh, we have a visitor with us. George Washington Dobbin is here in a portrait photograph that is concurrent with the new building of Elkridge Assembly Rooms in 1871. In this image, he looks to be in his 60s. He was born in 1808 and named for our nation's first president. Let us imagine the hall stage as he would have experienced it. Brand new, 700 square feet of freshly built performance space, inviting a freewheeling dance on the smooth, freshly polished floors. Perhaps a waltz with his wife is in order.